Welcome back, one and all, to Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall, the Director's Cut. I'm the Arcane Rogue, and last time, we made contact with Alice. Griffin, did you make contact with Alice? Yes, I did. She accepted your payment, and I ordered the search for the information we need. Very good. I can't imagine this will be cheap. What was Alice's stated price? You're right on that count. 50,000 new yen. He shrugs. It's about as I expected. Thankfully, we are prepared for this. I have established a contact with a number of new clients. You can find information on the jobs logged in your mission computer. One job's file is there already. While you're working to earn Alice's fee, I will continue to dig for clues about Firewing. If she is, in fact, roosting under the Harfield Manor, then there must be some evidence to support that fact. A dragon is a large thing to hide, after all. Be careful, Paul. Remember what happened to Monica. I will never forget. Don't worry, Griffin. I'm going to conduct my investigation the old-fashioned way. Through contacts and deduction and careful observation. I will not jack into the Matrix until this entire sorry episode is finished. That's probably wise. Speaking of doing things the old-fashioned way, Malit is working to recover information off of those other DVDs. It's a painstaking process and she will not be quick, but she is optimistic that she will be successful in time. Finally, I have been checking up on our friend, the orc with the skin crafts. I haven't heard anything back yet. I'll keep you appraised as the situation develops. Sounds good, Paul. I'll go check up on those jobs. One last thing, before you go, Griffin. Samuel Beckenbauer wanted me to pass a message to you. Do you know him? The orc who runs the shelter across the way? Don't know the man, sorry. Ah, well, he has a job for you. He wouldn't discuss it with me, but he promised that it would prove worth your time. I'll keep it in mind. Alright, well, we could go meet with Samuel Beckenbauer about a job. Need to raise 50 large to pay Alice. We have an unread message. Commissioning your services. From withheld. We would like to arrange a meeting between you and one of our representatives. You will find him at the cafe nearby. His name is Luca Duerr. He will be expecting you. Come along. Okay. How about the jobs directory? Farm cleanup. Humanist data steal. Amsel's face winks onto the screen. Here you will find the complete transcript of my conversation with Herr Fox, a potential client. The job seems to be relatively straightforward, and the payout is reasonable. One word of caution before you proceed. There are aspects of this run that you might find morally troubling. Be sure to read and understand the specifics of the job before accepting. If you do accept, you will be expected to carry out the requirements of the job in full. After reading the transcript, you may choose whether or not to accept the job. If you respond in the affirmative, our client will be notified, and I will make all necessary preparations for the run. Herr Amsel? Yes, I'm here. To whom am I speaking? You may call me Herr Fuchs. Very well. Please describe the work that you would have done. Straight to the point. I like that. Very well. I would like you to retain your team services to clean up a mess. Go on. My employers dispatched a team of operatives to conduct a quiet operation at a local Shearing Pharma AG lab. Unfortunately, they botched the job. The team was eliminated, but we have reliable information that one of the operatives has been taken captive. If this rogue agent were to spill information leading back to my employers, it would lead to a corporate war. A great many lives could be lost. My employers would like nothing more than to prevent such a tragic turn of events. Oh, I see. And you wish to retain my team services to tie up loose ends? Exactly. The operative is a rigger by the name of Thorvald Unstad. We need him neutralized before he can inform on us to his captors. As Unstad and his team have already put the facility on high alert, stealth will not be an option. Your team will need to shoot its way in, eliminate Unstad, and exit the facility. A straightforward enough task, and well within my team's capabilities. What are you offering in terms of pay? 15,000 nuyen. This offer is non-negotiable. Very well, I will pass the offer on to my team. Very good. Good day, Herr Amsel. The text field disappears. A single line of text pops onto the center of the screen, taking its place. Accept job? Decline for now. Okay, we still have it. We could also look at the Humanus data steal, so let's do that. Amsel's face appears on the screen. Samuel Beckenbauer has approached me with an offer of work. Apparently, an associate of his has learned some disturbing details regarding the Berlin chapter of the Humanus Poly Club. He would like to contract your team to investigate these rumors. For those of you not familiar, the Humanus Poly Club is an anti-metahuman human superiority group. They are about as wonderful people as you could possibly imagine them to be, hating everybody that isn't a purebred human. Just gonna leave that there. Beckenbauer was unwilling to discuss the specifics of the job in your absence. He has requested that you speak with him in person at your earliest convenience. Alright, so we've got the pharma cleanup where we need to ice in a Shadowrunner. We have the Humanus data steal, which we can go talk to Sam Beckenbauer about. And then we have somebody who wants to meet us at the coffee shop. So let's swing over to the coffee shop. There's our fellow Luca Duerr. So you're Griffin, eh? The late Monica Schaefer's replacement. He looks you up and down, then nods. Good, you look the part. Let me get right to business. My organization would like to retain your services for the indefinite future. But first, we're asking you to go on a trial run, an audition of sorts, to prove that you're the right man for the job. Assuming that you complete this trial to our satisfaction, I will then offer you a variety of simple tasks. All of these should be achievable in the course of your everyday business. You won't need to go out of your way to expose yourself to much unnecessary risk. For each task that you complete, you will be rewarded handsomely, and there will be a bonus if you finish them all. So, have I piqued your interest? Will you accept the offer? Who do you work for, and how did you know where to find me? My organization knows everything worth knowing in Germany, including this small pond that is Berlin. It is in our best interests, however, to remain unknown to the world at large. For the time being, that is all you need to know. What does this audition pay? I can offer you 1,500 nuyen, but only if you complete the full audition, the run, and the post-run interview to our satisfaction. If you fail to perform up to our expectations, you will receive no pay and no further offers of work. That isn't much. It's an audition. The purpose of this trial is for you to prove your worth to us, not the other way around. Of course, you're free to decline if you wish, but know that there are hundreds of runners in Berlin who would kill for the opportunity to work for us. We came to you because we think we see a glimmer of potential. If you prove us wrong, we will happily take our offer elsewhere. Can't hurt, right? Good. Very good. Now, on to the task at hand. There's a man named Alsher. He is a senior manager at Hermes Eurocom and a respected figure in his community. My organization also suspects him of working with pro-corporate extremists. These people are actively working to undermine the Flux state and pave the way for a corporate-controlled Berlin. My organization has no more desire to see Berlin fall to the corporations than you do. However, we are hesitant to act on our suspicions without proof. That is where you come in. Keep talking. You will meet with a team that I have arranged for you, and with their assistance you will plant surveillance devices in his apartment. Take the U-Bahn to Frankfurter Tor and go alone. The rest of your team will meet you there. Hang on a second. I already have a team. You do, yes, but they are unsuitable for this job. Remember, this is a test of your abilities, not Iger's or Glory's or Dietrich's. How do you know their names? The same way that I knew yours. You will complete this trial with the team that I have assembled or not at all. It is important for us to know that you're willing to work within these limitations. So, will you work within the boundaries that I have described, or will you turn down an opportunity that your fellow runners would kill for? I'll work with your team. Very good. The moment that you board the train to Frankfurter Tor, your test will begin. I would advise you to bring what you need in terms of medical supplies and ordnance. Once you embark on your trial run, there will be no turning back. After you have planted the devices and verified that they work, come back to me. There will be a brief interview, post-mortem on the run if you like, and assuming I am satisfied with what I hear, I will pay you your first stipend. Then we will discuss our future options. Best of luck. We will be watching. Just gonna go ahead and drop down a save here. Suppose we could do that real quick, right? Sounds like it could be a milk run. Rogue turns to look at the camera. Let's go there. Travel to Frankfurter Tor. Trial run. As the U-Bahn hums toward the Frankfurter Tor, you tug idly at the fabric of your maintenance uniform. You found it in a duffel bag on your seat when you boarded, along with a note from Duerr to put it on before your arrival. The moment you step off this train, the note said, your trial run begins. You are to rendezvous with the rest of your team, reconnoiter the building, and plant the specialized devices in Aylshire's suite. Beyond that, your approach will be left to you. Do not disappoint us. You are being watched. Anytime now, game. As you emerge from the dingy confines of the U-Bahn terminal and step into the light of day, looks like night to me, but whatever, you find yourself confronted by a wall of muscle in a knight-errant uniform. You're with maintenance. It isn't a question. He stands impassively waiting for a response. Tempting. Yes, sir. Have you seen any other maintenance guys around here? Yeah, they've been trickling in over the last 15 minutes or so. I've already done a security check on your entire crew. Everything checked out, so you're good to go to head on into the building whenever you want. Efficient operation you're running here. It's almost as if you were expecting me. We were. No one gets on or off that train without us knowing about it. Don't worry. All of the correct paperwork has been filed. You and your crew are good for the next 12 hours. It's good to know that you're so on top of things. We're knight-errant. Of course we're on top of things. You get what you pay for, and the owners of this building paid for the best. Well, keep up the work. Good work, man. Have a good one. Something tells me this is some young dwarf looks up at you, wide-eyed with apprehension. From the way she's fidgeting, you can tell she's terrified. She bites her lower lip, eyes darting from side to side. Finally, she takes a step towards you. Hello? Are you Mr. Griffin? I take it you're on my maintenance crew. Um, yeah, I am. My name is Jana. She tries on a smile. It falls away almost immediately. Good to meet you, Jana. Are the others still on their way? No, they sort of jumped the gun a little. They're already inside. Let me get this straight. They charged on into the building and you didn't do anything to stop them? I told them to wait. Our instructions were clear. I said we go in as a group. But they didn't listen to me. They just went on in anyway. Alright, calm down. I see that you have a toolbox. Are you a rigger or something? Well, no. I'm probably not like you. Not like the others. You should probably know that. You'll have to clarify that. Violence makes me sick to my stomach. I've never broken into a building or stolen anything in my life. I guess what I'm trying to say here is that I'm not a criminal. I'm just an electrician. It's alright. Don't worry. I'll look after you. The fear drains away from her face. She looks exhausted. Thank you. I really, really mean that. I'll try to take care of myself as best I can. I don't want to be a burden. I brought my taser, and I have a little holdout pistol for self-defense. But I've never fired at a living thing before, let alone a person. Really hoping that I won't have to. I understand. Now, you said that our teammates are already inside. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I watched them storm through the front doors of the building that we're going to hit about 10 minutes ago. A lot can happen in 10 minutes. They'll still be on the first floor. Nobody's getting upstairs until I bypass the security locks on the elevator. That's why I decided to wait for you out here. I figured that they can't get too far ahead of us if I didn't go inside with them. Alright, let's get in there before the others blow the run. Yeah, okay. Let's do it. More Night Errant. As you step through the door, you find yourself confronted by a pair of men wearing the same kind of uniform you are. Judging by their expressions, there is no love lost between the two. Hearing the door swing open, they turn to face you. The shorter of the two, a human with arcane symbols tastefully embossed onto his belt, glares at you. You're here, finally, and you brought our little mouse of an electrician with you. Better late than never, but not much better. You're tardy enough as it is. He jerks his thumb at the elf standing beside him. I'll leave it to you to keep our pack mule in line. The elf's lips curl into a snarl. Hanging from his back is a bulging pack that looks incredibly heavy. Its broad shoulders sag under the weight of whatever's inside. He's dumb as a post, but he can lift heavy things. Might not be bad in a fight either. At the very least, he could soak up a few bullets for the rest of us. Oh, I don't like this guy, not even a little bit. Staring daggers at the mage, he spits out a long string of foreign words in a single susurrant breath. The sound of it is lovely, but his expression leaves little doubt that the message behind the words is an ugly one. Huh, and I hope you can speak Sparathiel. He shakes his head in disgust. Do us all a favor and keep your opinions to yourself. Corner of his mouth lifts into an ugly smirk. You may be the leader of this team, but I'll speak my mind whenever I please. Get used to it. Oh, and by the way, think you could have gotten any later, pal? I've got an important meeting to get to, and if I'm late, this is gonna hit the... This isn't getting us to your meeting any faster. He flashes a hateful glance at the dwarf, then turns his attention back to you. No, it isn't. So let's get to the penthouse, plant the cameras. I'll mask them against detection, and we can all go our separate ways. The elf mutters something under his breath and hitches the bulky pack up a little higher on his back. His muscles bulge under the strength of it. That pack looks heavy. I can help you with it if you want. The elf blinks uncomprehendingly and takes a half step back. I told you, he can't understand a word of what you're saying. Nothing's coming out of his mouth but that pigeon drivel the elves call a language. A Tir Tangier dialect, if I'm not mistaken. I wish they'd do us all a favor and go back there. Can you understand me at all? Musical tones of the elvish tongue pour out of his mouth again, but you can't make out a word. His dialect is quite foreign. It's unlike the form of Sperethiel spoken by the elves of Tir Nadog. The elf falls silent. He looks just as frustrated as Mage is. As Mage is? Really? So, elf and mage, apparently. Just relax and concentrate on the job. Your words don't seem to have much impact. The elf's scowl deepens. Now that we're all together, let's discuss our approach. Anyone know how we're supposed to get into Ailshire's penthouse? I do. If you can get me to a building access panel that's on the same circuit as the penthouse, I should be able to put its security system into maintenance mode. The job will take some creative wiring, well, that and whatever is in the pack mule that the elf is carrying. Our employers gave me the schematics. Do you know where we'll find that access panel, mouse? Quit calling me that. She takes a moment to calm herself. And yes, I do. There's an access panel in one of the mid-range apartments on the same floor. My contact gave me a key code that should get us in. You said should twice already. That makes me feel uneasy. Well, there's nothing that I can do about that. It's the plan I was given, and we're stuck with it. Unless you have a better idea, we'll just have to follow our instructions and hope for the best. Get me to a building access terminal on this floor, and I can rewire the elevator. That's the first thing that we need to do. Once we're upstairs, we use the code I was given, I rewire Ailshire's security system, and we hide the cameras in his apartment. Well, that's the theory anyway. I've got a bad feeling about this. Okay. Boutique food kiosk. The sign out front advertises a variety of locally sourced foodstuffs, all of them terribly overpriced. Glancing the self-serve refrigerated section of the kiosk, you find a variety of sandwiches wrapped in slick plastic. You could eat for a week for the price of one of these things. Alright, let's find a utility closet. Knight Errant Enforcer, we're just gonna go ahead and leave him be. No need to draw attention to our team. Corporate woman, tech vendor. Tailor. Oh, hey. An electrical junction box. Can we, get this guard to... Yeah, could you open the door to the utility area? We have some work to do in there. You can't read the guard's expression through his mirrored face mask, but his body language makes it clear he's staring at you. This door is security coded, Delta grade. Your ID says that you're Theta, so no, I can't. You're not listening. We have work to do in there. I heard him loud and clear, mop jockey. Now you listen to me. Nobody without Delta clearance gets through this door, period. I'd suggest you talk to management if you really need to be in there. They'll upgrade your clearance. Otherwise, get out of here. Sorry about that. We'll be on our way. Yeah, you do that. All right. One moment. Okay. Where were we? The well-dressed orc stops his pacing to stare at you as you approach. Heavy worry lines etch his forehead, and his eyes are bloodshot. I don't want to be rude, but I'm busy right now. This is about building maintenance. Take it someplace else. Watch it. You don't talk down to... Like a janitor? Yes, I do, because that's what you are. If you want to keep wearing that uniform, you better watch the attitude. Now, isn't there a floor that you could be cleaning or something? I've got a lot on my mind to worry about. Important things. I don't want to be bothered. Didn't mean to bother you. Sorry. Alright, fine. Let's talk to the Knight Errant Enforcer. Your security clearance doesn't authorize you to be in here. We're doing a building-wide maintenance sweep of all major systems. Want us to take a look at your terminal? You know I can't do that. You don't have the appropriate clearance to touch this terminal, let alone service it. Besides, it's been running great since that other maintenance team worked on it last week. I'm surprised that you don't have that in your records. You know how it is with us in management. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. It's ridiculous. Story of my life. You have my sympathies. We'll be on our way then. Take it easy. Well. That's not an option. Let's see here. How about corporate woman? Any dialogue options with her? A well-groomed corporate couple stand in the corner, browing racks of pamphlets about neural enhancement headwear. The woman's head turns at the sound of your approach. Upon seeing your uniform, her nose wrinkles. Oh, hello, are we in your way? We wouldn't want to keep you from your work. Her spray-tanned husband chimes in. Right. The last thing we'd want is to come between you people and whatever it is you do. Yeah, we've got some repair work to do. The flux dilator is leaking coolant. A real messy job, believe me. His eyes widen. Is that dangerous? We should call security. No need to panic. It isn't dangerous or urgent. Say, what are you looking at there? This? He holds up the display model that they were inspecting so that you can see it. A small chip along with a glossy, attractive information sheet. Is a pediatric Skillwire Plus system for our son. Our little Hans deserves the very best. And he'll need it if he's going to compete with his classmates at the academy. That means headwear from Augmentech. We may not be as rich as the other parents, but this at least is something we can do. I'm surprised that they sell cyberware for children. Don't the kids, I don't know, outgrow it? The man sighs. Yes, he'll need another one in a year, and every year after that from now until college, but I suppose that's the price of success. Our son's classmates come from affluent families. Even the least successful of Hans's peers have pediatric encephalon, and it ranges on up from there. The academy grades on a curve. If we were to send Hans to school without any enhancements, we'd be setting him up for failure. What about the kids that can't afford cyber surgery? The scholarship students, you mean? Well, I suppose that someone has to be at the bottom of the pile. Yes, but that someone won't be our Hans. It's an unfortunate situation, of course. He cocks his head apologetically. But then, that's the world we live in, isn't it? We're going to use the words that they would be more comfortable with it. It is, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be. It's a dog-eat-dog world. The sooner your son learns that, the better. Color me surprised. I'd expect a man of your social strata to rant and rail against a system like the Academy's. Why? I may earn less than you do, but that doesn't mean I arbitrarily hate the rich or that I think things should change just to make things easier for me. That is so refreshing. Thank you for sharing your opinion with us. It's so rare to hear someone like you who accepts the way things are. Indeed. Look, this has been a really interesting discussion. Enthralling. She flashes you a brilliant smile. But we really need to finish our shopping trip, so if you wouldn't mind... No, of course not. You do have a good day. You too. Alright, fine. Let's check the tech vendor. Good afternoon and welcome to Augmentech, the boutique that makes you a better you of you. Her voice is overflowing with forced cheerfulness. Idly, you wonder how many times she has had to give this exact speech every day. I don't need anything, just browsing. Oh, well, be my guest. Come back to me if you need any help. Okay, so that would possibly be a chance for us to buy cyberware. Weird that we would be buying cyberware on a job, but whatever. Oh, hey. Jaina studies the junction box for a moment, then turns to face you. See that guard in the hallway? Well, he was standing next to a junction box just like this one. Looks like they're both on the same circuit, too. So I could use this one to overload the one that the guard is standing by. She looks at the junction box again and nods. Yeah, I could feed a nice power spike into that one from here, you know, if you wanted me to. Do it. Good. We got our key card. Jaina, you're up. Wordlessly, Jaina pops an access panel at the base of the terminal and begins snipping wires. A few minutes later, she replaces the cover and stands. All right, that should do it. I've bypassed the security lock on the elevator. We're good to head upstairs. Let's get moving. Let's. Alright, I'm gonna need you to get me to this floor's access panel. That'll be in room 303 on this floor. Combination is 14291. Make sure to write that down. Got it. Okay, once I'm there, I can put the penthouse door in maintenance mode. That'll set its key combination to 11111, so we shouldn't have any trouble getting in to plant the cameras. We've been making halfway decent time. Not good, not terrible. I can't afford any more delays. Hope no one else gets in our way for their own sake. You aren't hurting anyone unless I order you to. Got it? Yeah, I heard you. If I weren't under instructions to follow your lead, this would be a very different conversation. Yeah? Well, you are, so shut up and deal with it. God, I wish we didn't need you to finish this job. Sadly for all of us, you do. Oh, and by the way, we're gonna have a few words when this run is over, mouse. A stream of caustic syllables pours out of the elf's mouth. His back is stooped under the weight of his pack, but his hands have clenched into fists. Yeah, buddy, I agree. James rolls his eyes and points a bony finger at the elf. Look, it's trying to speak. I want to get this over with, Griffin. I want to get away from these people and go home. Okay. Let's find apartment 303 then, shall we? That's the penthouse door. (302), 301, 303. Slick high-grade keypad has been mounted into the door frame. Let's just double check. 14291. Use the keypad. Welcome, homeowner. Check the apartment first before we start taking things apart. Make sure that there's no nasty surprises in here. Okay. Moving the painting aside, you find a large maintenance access panel. Jaina steps forward, a slight frown on her face. Okay, I guess this is me. She pulls a multi-tool from her belt and uses it to loosen the bolts that hold the panel in place. Pulling up a schematic on her PDA, she examines the terminal's wiring. Hurry up, woman, the clock is ticking. Don't rush me, this is complicated. Popping the lid on her toolbox, she grabs a pair of wire clippers, a soldering gun, and a roll of electrical tape. With a look of grim determination on her face, she begins to snip into a massive harness of cables that runs through the unit. All right, she taps the elf on the knee. I'm gonna need that thing now. He nods and reaches back to unsling his pack. Placing it on the floor, he opens it and pulls out a large blue canister. It takes all of his strength to wrestle it up from the ground and into the space in the access panel that Jaina has cleared. There you go, you big dumb ox. Do something useful for a change. The elf says nothing. Unburdened by the heavy pack, he stands up straight, and for the first time, you appreciate how much larger he is than the corporate mage. He stares down at James, and his hands bunch into fists. James, for the last time, keep your fragging mouth shut. I'll say whatever All of you shut up, you're distracting me. The mage falls silent, and Jaina goes back to work. It takes only a few minutes for her to screw, wire, and solder the canister into the harness. She inspects her work, nods, turns to face you. She stands and brushes the hair out of her eyes. All right, job's done. Just need to do a bit of cleanup and we can get out of here. Nice job, Jaina. Yeah, thanks. It wasn't all that difficult, just a matter of following our employer's instructions. Hey, that's great, but time's a-ticking, so let's keep moving. He glances at the jumble of wire and circuitry through the open access panel. To hell with the cleanup, we'll be gone before anyone notices anything anyway. You're sure that whatever you did disarmed the security system? Not really. I have no idea what that canister was or what it's supposed to do. Our employers told me that all I had to do was wire it into the wall at this junction. That's all I know. Our employers don't tell us much, do they? Mage sneers. You haven't been doing this long, have you? The Lodge doesn't tell you things that you don't need to know, and you don't ask. Your job is to do what they tell you, take the money, and keep your mouth shut. It's all very simple. The Lodge. Mage's eyes widen incredulously. You don't even know who you're working for, do you? You're leading this team, and you don't have a clue. Jaina cuts in her eyes wide. Both of you, shut up. Somebody's coming. A tall, deeply tanned man rounds the corner at a jog and comes bustling into the room. You recognize him as the father you spoke with at the Augmentech kiosk. He stops short when he sees your team, and the smile falls from his face. You're the guy from the cyberware kiosk. What the heck is going on here? He advances on you, full of bluster and bravado. This is my apartment. I own it. You can't just waltz in here and start pulling the walls apart without my consent. We're maintenance. Look at the uniforms. Yeah, I see that. But that doesn't give you the right to force your way into my home and start tearing up my walls. Hey, at the very least, you should have given me advance notice. This is a waste of time, and I'm already running late. If you don't take care of this idiot, I will. The elf barks something out at James. The sound is uncharacteristically ugly, all harsh consonants and sibilant hisses. Let's keep calm, everyone. This is a simple misunderstanding. Misunderstanding my ass. Your friend just called me an idiot in my own home. He wheels on James, hands balled into fists. I want to know your employer number, and I want to know it now. Do you now? I'm a member of the Homeowners Association for this level. You know what that means? I have a lot to pull with building management. Thrusts an outstretched finger at James. Your days of wearing that uniform are numbered. I promise you that. Calm down, sir. There must have been a problem at dispatch. You should have received a work order last week. I didn't receive a thing from dispatch, or from anyone else for that matter. My wife and I are entertaining guests here in an hour and a half, and our living room is ruined. I need to know that you're going to fix this, and that you'll clean the place back up, and that you'll put a new coat of wax on the floors. I don't have time for this. His hands twist into claws, and he raises them high, and an instant later they are wreathed in an unnatural purple glow. James, stand down. We do not need to kill this man. The glow intensifies into a scintillating torrent of light. The energy lances and stabs out of James' hooked fingers as if it were alive. The man in the doorway recoils in his alarm, and his palm slaps down to a plastic disc that has been clipped to his belt. A panic button. The air fills with cacophonous wail of screaming alarms. James jerks back, his concentration broken. From down the hall, you can distantly hear the sound of heavy footsteps approaching at a run. Meanwhile, the homeowner backpedals, trying to put a wall between himself and James. He's moving slowly. Much too slowly. James, let him go, damn it! Mage's response comes out in a snarl. The bastard tried to bring security down on us. He isn't leaving this room. An incomprehensible screech cuts off the mage's sentence. In your peripheral vision, you catch a flurry of motion. Your elvish companion is moving, making a beeline towards James. Jana is hanging off of him, trying to slow him down, but he barely seems to notice. Stop! We need him alive to complete the run! With a kick, he sends her tumbling to the ground, then turns back towards James. I hate him too, but Jana's right. We need him. The elf comes up short, staring at you. He sweeps his vision from you to Jaina to James. He then exhales and heavily spits out a jumble of broken German. Killers, innocents of... I will not stand for... I'm not a slave. All lodge men... I will kill them all. Great. We'll resolve this combat next time on Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall Director's Cut. Until then, I've been the Arcane Rogue, and as always, I hope you have a wonderful day.